Hi, everybody. Today is August 25th. I arrived back in the Philippines in Manila on August 2nd, and I started my special retirement visa process, or SRRV as it's called, when I got back. Now, I did, before I left for United States back in May, I did uh, start the application process. They wouldn't let me finish it because you have to be in country to do that, and I was leaving for a vacation because they keep your passport while the application is being processed. So I at first, before I left, I filled out some paperwork in the bank and started the bank account and all that. They gave me a passbook, all that, and then I went back to the United States. Now coming back on August 2nd, I landed in Manila early in the morning. We went to the PRA and started the process there. Actually, I didn't go to the PRA. I had to go to the embassy first. So I had to go to the embassy and get my paperwork, a sworn affidavit that everything was legit. Usually they say, of course, on the PRA website that it has to be apostilled, but the process is you can go to, or at least in my case, I could go to the embassy, take my Social Security award letter, my VA pension letter, or VA disability letter, and my DD 214 there. They notarized it, had me swear that it was legit, all of it was true. And then the PRA accepted that paperwork. Now, since I'm a veteran, it cost me 1,500 US dollars deposit in the bank account, which they hang on to that until either I buy a condo or leave the country permanently. It's still my money, I just can't use it. I also had to pay a $1,400 US application fee. That's non refundable. So no matter what happens, I don't get that back. And I did run into one little snag. Was in the U.S. right before I came. I sent the $1,500 to the bank in my account, but using Remitly, it transferred over to pesos. Well, it has to be U.S. dollars. So the problem was they had to open me a peso account, then convert it to US dollars, and then deposit it in the US dollar account. There are two different accounts here in the Philippines. You can get a US dollar account or a peso account. Now, also after we got back here, a couple or 3 days, I sent the 1,400 US dollars through Remitly again to the PRA. But the problem was the conversion rate at the PRA was 57 pesos per dollar, and Remitly I got 56 pesos per dollar. So I had to kind of make up that difference in US dollars because the shortage in between the peso and the exchange rate. So it was about $20, something like that. Nothing big. So that happened. I got that taken care of. So I do have my deposit in the bank for the 1,500 US dollars, and I have the deposit or the application fee for the 1,400 US dollars. Now there was some other little fees along the way. Of course, the bank charged me a little bit for converting from peso to US dollars, and I had to go take a physical. Now, that day was very busy on the second when I got here. I had one day to get everything done, and it was very close, I might say. We got everything done at the embassy. Couldn't get a grab there. We tried grab, and two or three times they didn't show up or they canceled on us because it was a very busy intersection there. Very hard to get in and out of the embassy. They didn't. I guess they didn't like going to the embassy. So we had to go across the street, find another cab, took that to the bank because I had to sign some paperwork at the bank again and pay the fee for converting from pesos to US dollars. And then after the bank, I had to rush it over to get a physical at a clinic. And it was at the end of the day. We were really sweating it. Luckily, the folks at the clinic stayed a little late and let me get my physical done that day. Uh, the physical consisted of chest x ray. They took some blood. I think they did maybe check my weight, my blood pressure, and that was about it. I never spoke to a doctor or anything, no questions asked about medical history, nothing like that. So that was pretty much it for the physical. So now, after that, went back to the hotel, got some sleep, got the plane from Manila to Zamboanga City, bus back here from Zamboanga. So now I am waiting for the SRRV to get approved. They did send me a copy of my passport, which they, as I mentioned before, they do keep. You don't get that back until it's processed with a sticker from, or a little stamp from the PRA on a piece of paper showing that the application has been started in processing, I guess. Now, what I have to do, I believe, is once the SRRV is approved, I have to go back to Manila. I don't know what the process will be, if there's more paperwork I got to do or what, and get my passport back. They said that could be from 4 to 6 weeks. And since I'm coming close on the expiration of my 30-day visa, in the next day or so, I'm going to have to file for the 29-day waiver to extend my visa for 29 days. And hopefully, before that 29 days is up, the SRRV will be approved and I won't have to worry about that anymore. One problem I did run into, I did not know this, was in the United States. They needed me to get a background check. And I didn't know about that till I got here, and they said, "Where's your background check?" And I said, uh, "I thought I could do it here." And they said, "No, they used to do it in a pool, but people complained about paying a $10 fee or something, so they don't do that anymore. So now you have to try to get it from your home state." She said you could try it online. A lot of people are doing it online, getting it from their home state, but Michigan or Kentucky, both places that I've lived all my life, uh, they don't offer that at all. So, problem is my background check. Now, she did tell me, which I do not see this on the PRA website anywhere, but she said I have a year in order to get that background check, which my research shows a background check is basically just an arrest record. So I'm going to try to get that taken care of somehow. Uh, Maybe I might have to, when I go back in the United States for vacation next time, I'll go before that year is up, get the background check, and get that into them. We'll see what happens there. And I'll make an update of how the process goes when I go back to Manila, what happens there, when and if I get approved, and get my passport and let you know what happens there. Maybe nothing. Maybe it just, sign a piece of paper or be sworn in. I've heard there's a swear-in ceremony. I don't know. But I'll update the SRRV when I know more. Uh, there was one more thing I was going to mention. What was it? I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.